first graders, it's Miss Nobby coming to you from the beautiful Addison Gardens. We're here today for our spring scavenger hunt. And look who I met up here today. It's Miss Maddox, who we all know and love, and we are making sure to keep our 6 feet distance. We're doing our social distancing today as we walk around school. You can find a link to print out your scavenger hunt and follow along with us right above this video on my blog. Which is not on your scavenger hunt, is checking out our red maple tree. Remember, in every season, so far fall and winter, we have checked out the large red maple that is in the bus island. So today, we're going to look and see what's coming out of the branches. You can come up closer with me. You can see that each branch has some little tiny seeds. We call those helicopters because if it wasn't wet and we threw it in the air, it would twirl on the way down, but it's wet today. The seeds of this plant come out first, and this is a sure sign that the temperatures have become warmer and the season has turned to spring. Oh, Miss Maddox, look what I found on the pavement. Have you been sneezing lately?
Yes, I have. Is that the cause?
It might be. Do you have any idea what that is?
I'm thinking it's the yellow pollen.
It's pollen. First graders, I hope you haven't been sneezing, maybe have itchy eyes. If so, it could be the pollen. This time of year, trees, flowers, many plants release pollen. And although it makes our eyes itch and some of us sneeze, it's really important to be able to have new fruits and seeds and new plants.
This lovely flower. This is a single flower, whereas some plants will have 2 flowers. So see, a single stem, a single flower.
Flowers in bloom are a sure sign of spring. Now, most of you probably recognize where I'm standing. It's the arbor with the chocolate vine, and it is in full bloom right now. Now, flowers can come in a variety of shapes, sizes, colors, and fragrances, and I wish you could smell these right now. The reason these attracted my attention was because of the smell, but also because of the way they hang down for visitors, maybe something that can hover like a hummingbird, to be able to drink the nectar from these flowers. So flowers are shaped different ways because of the pollinator that will pollinate them.
That plant that we looked at that had the gorgeous bloom on it, the tulip. Well, look at this. This is how that tulip starts out. It's not opened yet. You cannot see any color.
Look at this dogwood I found in the fairy garden. It has both flowers that are going to be opening up soon and turning pink, and little tiny leaves just starting to come out. A sure sign of spring.
We have a fresh looking bird nest, and if you look at this camellia bush, nice and neatly tucked away inside is a small bird nest. Now this bird nest has been here for a while and gets used spring after spring, so anytime now we may could find some eggs in this precious bird nest.
Fresh little leaves on the oak tree. We're back by the playground in the back. These are the trees that put out all the acorns over the summer that we see in the fall. Now the acorn is the seed of the oak tree, but in the spring, you'll notice that many trees have not only fresh leaves, but long skinny things hanging down. Now those are actually the flowers that come out and release the pollen, and this kind of pollen is moved by the wind.
Just outside the science lab, and look what we have, a man-made shelter. However, if you gently look inside, this is a bird nest, and we know for sure that the birds have been using this because a few minutes ago, when I peeked in, two eyes were staring back at me. I opened the door and quickly out came the bird. So always be careful when you're out looking.
Miss Maddox and I have been looking all over the grounds for a pollinator, and we realized it's just not warm enough for bees or butterflies, and the hummingbirds aren't even back yet. So we found this, blowing. What's blowing right now? My hair's moving, the wind chimes are tinkling. That means the wind is pollinating. Especially the large pine trees use wind as a pollinator to move the pollen around to the different tree limbs.
Still outside behind the school looking at plants of all sizes, and this huge pine tree has what looks like a lot of candles throughout the tree. However, this is not a candle. This is not a flower bloom. This will eventually become the long green needles that you see around what looks like a candle.
Now don't confuse the candles, which are new growth, for the new male pine cones that are growing on the end of the pine trees. These are the cones that are responsible for all that yellow pollen that we see in the spring. I found a flower that stands up for a visitor to come and land, drink nectar, just like a bee would, and then also collect pollen to take back to the baby bees. Bus Island at the Pear Tree, and look at what Miss Maddox has found. There is a flower that has already been pollinated, and right behind it, something is starting to develop. It's a tiny baby pear.
First grade Gators, we hope you've enjoyed today's scavenger hunt with us.
We sure had a lot of fun taking you around the Addison grounds. Hopefully you followed along on your scavenger hunt sheet with us, but you can also go outside into your own yard or neighborhood and find signs of spring there.
Bye, first graders.
Happy spring!
We miss you.